Most people think McDonald's makes money by selling burgers. That's wrong. In fact, there were years when McDonald's made more money from land than from food. Not from fries, not from Big Macs, from real estate. And once you see how this works, you'll never look at fast food the same way again. Because McDonald's didn't just build a restaurant chain, it quietly built one of the most powerful real estate machines in modern history. Here's the part nobody tells you. If every McDonald's restaurant stopped selling burgers tomorrow, the company would still survive. Let that sink in. This is the story of how a hamburger stand became a landlord, why franchise owners take all the risk, and how McDonald's designed a system that almost never loses. To understand this, we need to go back to the beginning. In the 1940s, McDonald's was just a small drive-in restaurant in California. Two brothers, simple menu, cheap food. It worked well, but it wasn't scalable. Then one man saw something different. Ray Kroc wasn't impressed by burgers. He was impressed by consistency. He realized something most people miss. Food trends change, taste changes, but land doesn't. Ray Kroc didn't ask, "How do we sell more burgers?" He asked, "How do we control the ground under the burgers?" This single question changed everything. When McDonald's started franchising aggressively, most people assumed the company would make money from franchise fees and food sales. But that wasn't the real plan. Instead, McDonald's created a separate entity whose sole purpose was to buy land. Here's how the system works. McDonald's corporate buys or controls the land where the restaurant sits. Then it leases that land to the franchise owner. The franchise owner pays rent every month, no matter what, even if sales drop, even if the economy crashes, even if the store barely breaks even, rent still comes first. Psychologically, this is genius. Why? Because once someone signs that lease, they are locked in. Humans hate sunk costs. Once you've invested your life savings into a location, you don't walk away easily. McDonald's knew this. Franchise owners aren't just running restaurants. They're trapped inside contracts that reward obedience, and the contracts are brutal. McDonald's controls the menu, the suppliers, the prices, the remodeling schedule. Miss a requirement, you risk losing the location. And remember, you don't own the land. McDonald's does. This means McDonald's has almost zero operational risk. Think about that. If a location fails, McDonald's doesn't panic. They simply replace the operator. The building stays, the land stays, the rent keeps coming. This is why McDonald's rarely fights price wars. They don't need to. Their income isn't driven by selling the cheapest burger. It's driven by predictable, contractual cash flow, real estate income. In some years, more than half of McDonald's profits came directly from rent and franchise fees, not food margins. And here's where the psychology gets even darker. Franchise owners believe they are entrepreneurs, but in reality, they are closer to highly managed operators. They work longer hours than corporate employees. They take on debt. They handle staffing problems. McDonald's handles none of that. From a distance, it looks like freedom. Up close, it's control. This model wasn't accidental. Ray Kroc studied systems, not products. He understood a basic truth about capitalism. The person who owns the bottleneck wins. And land is the ultimate bottleneck. You can copy a burger. You can copy a menu. You cannot copy location. Once McDonald's locks down the best corners, competitors are forced into worse spots. Higher traffic, better visibility, lower risk. This is why McDonald's locations feel almost impossible to compete against. It's not branding, it's geography. Now let's talk numbers. McDonald's owns or controls billions of dollars worth of real estate globally. Some estimates place its real estate portfolio value higher than most hotel chains, which leads to a strange realization. McDonald's behaves more like a REIT than a restaurant company. Stable cash flow, asset appreciation, inflation protection. As prices rise, rents rise. As land values increase, balance sheets strengthen. During recessions, people still eat cheap food. During booms, franchise rents still get paid. McDonald's sits in the middle, insulated. This is why investors love it. But there's one more layer. The company doesn't just collect rent. It uses land ownership as leverage. If a franchise owner underperforms, McDonald's can pressure them with remodeling requirements or simply refuse lease renewal. And because the land isn't theirs, the owner has almost no negotiating power. From a game theory perspective, this is a perfect asymmetric system. One side carries risk, the other side collects rent. So why don't more companies copy this? Because it requires patience. McDonald's sacrificed short-term profits to secure long-term control. It bought land slowly, methodically, relentlessly. Most companies chase quarterly earnings. McDonald's chased leverage. And this is why the company has survived wars, recessions, inflation, and changing tastes. Not because people love burgers, but because McDonald's doesn't depend on love. It depends on contracts. It depends on land. Once you understand this, you start seeing the world differently. Starbucks isn't just coffee, it's float money. Costco isn't cheap, it's membership income. And McDonald's? McDonald's is a landlord disguised as a fast food chain. The next time you drive past a McDonald's, don't look at the fries. Look at the corner it's sitting on. That corner is doing more work than the kitchen ever will. And that's why McDonald's will likely outlive most restaurants built today. Not because of taste, but because of ownership.